Justin Bieber here on the Eagle 1575's Morning Breakdown. I'm Airman First Class Sarah Mitchell, and this hour we are getting into Captain's Call, and we're starting off with Petty Officer Horn here to talk about some sweet things. What's up? What's going on?
Hey, nothing much. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
I'm Petty Officer Horn. I'm the regional coordinator for United Through Reading. United Through Reading facilitates communication between families and service members while they're away. So pretty much service members will be recorded in private, reading a story to a child in their life. We provide the DVDs, we provide the envelopes. All they do is just package them up and send them home.
Nice.
So mainly today, I want to talk to them about the fact that documentary filmmakers are looking for families in the Southern California and DC areas. They want to shoot a story about United Through Reading. So any families who have utilized the program or are looking to utilize the program, and you're within the Southern California or DC area, just come let me know. You can call me at 226-3811. Again, I'm Petty Officer Horn. And we'd like to get you in that documentary. It's nothing set in stone yet,
Right.
but we're just trying to get the information out there. It's pretty short fuse, so let me know soon. Let me know if you want to do a recording. United Through
Okay,
Reading.
that's really cool though. So basically, you pick like a children's book of your choice, and then you're reading to
Exactly.
your family or your kid over there, and you're
Exact-
specifically looking for DC and
And Southern California.
SoCal.
Right, but they don't have to. If you don't want to do the documentary, fine. But if you want to just shoot a recording and send one home, you can always do that any day of the week. Shoot me an email, and I'll work around your schedule.
Aw, that's
Yes.
really awesome. That's a super nice program.
It
That's
is.
super cute.
It is, and there's nothing like having that DVD. X amount of years from now, you can always look back at it. So it's just something nice to have. Hey, it's never too late to give a Christmas gift. Go ahead and
You're right.
So yeah, it's good to have.
You're totally right. So thank you so much. Shout out your phone number one more time.
Okay, 226-3811.
Awesome. Thank
right.
you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming on and telling us about that.
I appreciate you.
It's really good stuff. Right now, we're going to get into some Carly Rae Jepsen, Call Me Maybe, here on the Eagle 1575, and then we will continue on with Captain's Call. Here on the Eagle 1575's Morning Breakdown. It's 7:14 right now, and we're in the studio with Petty Officer McDowell here at Captain's Call, here to talk about a couple of things. First, some legal shenanigans. Please tell me what's up.
Hi, good morning. So, Navy Misawa, your legal assistance officer here now has the ability to do passports and consular reports of birth abroad. So, if you need that type of assistance, please call me at 226-4095 or email at donald.mcdowell@fe.navy.mil, and we'll set up an appointment and help you out, get you guys ready to go.
Nice. So I have a question for you then.
Sure thing.
So I know recently that the Air Force started doing the passport thing and everything again. So if you're Navy, go through your guys' legal office.
Yes. If we're opening it up for the Navy personnel right now for our office, and then my office along with the Air Force legal office, we do kind of work in tandem with assisting with all things legal assistance in case there's something I can't handle or needs a little bit more.
Awesome. I mean, that's good, though. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that was open up again, because I know lots of people are like, how do I get a passport? It's like, oh, you got to go to Sapporo or Tokyo.
Yeah.
Very nice. And besides that, okay, so I know of Davy Jones's locker, but I don't really know what it all entails. Can you tell me what's up with that?
Sure thing. I am now the new point of contact for Davy Jones Locker. Just took it over from Abby Jordan over in NAVFAC. Davy Jones Locker is it's kind of a recreational facility that's open to the Navy, the Air Force, and it's a building, some grills, a playground
nice, okay.
area, basketball court. It's kind of a general area. You can go birthday parties, command functions, whatever.
Nice.
And again, like I said, I'm the point of contact, and I have an email for that. It's fct.mi.nafak.davyjoneslocker@fe.navy.mil. I know it's a big,
Oh, wow.
it's a big lot of big long email. I understand. I'm also going to be putting up something across our commander's channel.
Excellent.
Kind of plug in Davy Jones Locker and the info to get in touch with reserving it.
Okay, cool. Where is Davy Jones's locker?
So Davy Jones's Locker is, as you're heading up to the north area, where you would turn off to go to like the ski lodge, Camp Falcon. As you kind of follow that curve all the way around, Davy Jones Locker is right there on the other side, pretty much of Camp Falcon.
Oh, nice. Okay, so it's like its own alone thing.
It is. It is.
Swanky.
Yeah.
So contact you, since you are the POC now, if you're interested in essentially renting that out and using it for some sort of function.
Yes.
Awesome. Legit. Now, all right. Red Feather Campaign. I know that's a really big thing here, but I really don't know anything about it at all.
So the Red Feather Campaign is similar to the U.S.'s community chest program, where it's...
Oh no, I don't know what that is either. I'm so sorry. I can't help you.
I'm trying to think of how to word it. So it provides services to the elderly, orphanages, and such. So here, about 10% of what it's done for the organization goes to federal here in Japan.
Okay.
About 90% of that stays in the Aomori Prefecture, with approximately 60% of it here in Misawa local. So it does things like it acquires like transportation for the elderly to get to like the functions that they would have,
Yeah.
And it also provides medical equipment, wheelchairs, walkers, sturdy medical equipment for them. And then it goes to orphanages in and around the Misawa.
That's really legit though. So essentially, we're supporting our community. It's our community.
Yes, that's the thing. It's our community, and my plug is if any of the Navy personnel are interested about the campaign, to please contact me again at 226-4095 or donald.mcdowell@fe.navy.mil, and I'll provide some more information and what you can do to help.
Awesome. That's really cool. Thanks so much for telling me about that, because I honestly had no idea.
You're welcome.
Yay! All right. Now we're going to play some One Direction coming on up. And then after that, we will be right back with even more Captain's Call here on the Eagle 1575. Kelly Clarkson, Piece by Piece, here on the Eagle 1575's Morning Breakdown. But right now, we are doing the Captain's Call Hour, and we are continuing it with Chief Martinez, and he is here to talk about some important safety tips. Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me here on your show. This is Chief Martinez from Naval Air Facilities here in Chile, Misawa.
Oh, yes.
As I was coming here to your radio station, on the outside is 33 Fahrenheit.
I mean, that's over freezing.
It is. And for those of you guys still on the metric system, is -1 Celsius, I think.
It's like 1?
Yeah. Anyways, while you guys get a nice cup of coffee back home, I'm going to here to talk about some hot safety topics. The first one is a brief history about the personal protective equipment. And the second topic is icicle awareness. Let me foremost give credit to the resources I got this information from. The first one is Fositi Mary Athi from the Occupational Health and Safety Technology. Additional PPE information was provided by the National Safety Weblog and Patty Martin. The article information came from the Weather Channel via the Brainstorm team.
Thanks, Weather Channel.
Yes. Let's save my life.
Yes.
All right. So, regardless of the branch that you serve in, we all shall wear PPE. There used to be a time in history where it was optional. Well, not anymore. Especially if you wear a uniform, you shall again.
Yes.
Going back to history of PPE, most of the PPE that we use, it came from let's say military applications. The most familiar that we're off is the use of a helmet
Right.
and the use of gloves. Anything from ever since the humans started throwing rocks at each other, anything involving the use of wick shields to bronze shields to protection, iron shields, and the helmet. The first known helmet to be used was was made out of leather and bronze, and it was used approximately 900 before Christ.
What?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. We were
Yeah.
wearing armor for a while.
I was
now.
there. Yes. As a matter of fact, I'll give you a good example. You pretty much all of us are familiar with the movie 300, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, King Leonidas was able to succeed or able to contain a much larger army. That's not so much, well, besides their military skills, it was also because they had the advantage of technology-wise.
Right.
They were using metal armor and versus the more softer materials used by the Persian army.
Nice.
And that's as far as I'm going to go into history because I'm not a historian by any means. And by all means, if any of your audience, feel free to correct me later on. So do send me emails. The coveralls. The coveralls were the Japanese came up with the idea of using the iron plates strapped with leather to prevent injuries.
Oh.
Yes, it was also used for the cavalry charges.
Oh, okay.
Well, the use of earplugs, the first recorded use was the use of beeswax, and is recorded on the Greek tale of the Odyssey by Odysseus' crew, so they would not be lured by the siren song.
That's funny. So you got wax in your ears, totally different meaning, right?
Yes, and anything from candle wax to cotton to now the foam materials that we use that they actually do reduce the amount of damage to our eardrums.
Right. Cool.
Last but not least, the last PPE item that I want to talk to you is the unlike the other items PPE that I just described. This is the only one that came actually from the civilian sector, and it was invented in 1880 by Mr. Powell Johnson, an African American. He invented the eye protector. That was the original name. And it was patented November 2nd, 1880.
Man, I mean, eye protection is super important. Like, I know, like, your metal guys and everything like that kind of need to cover your eyes so you're not getting metal shreds in your eyeball.
Oh, not to tell you that obviously the first models were so awkward to use and so not unpleasant to wear. Nowadays, I mean, they're even stylish.
Yes.
They're so stylish that some people, some workers, they just use them as the regular wear glasses.
That's pretty legit. That's pretty awesome. I'm all for style and function.
Absolutely. That's the last topic that I want to talk to you about today is the awareness on icicle.
Yeah.
There's a video that the Brainstorm team from the Weather Channel produced in where they tested a 4-inch icicle weighing 30 pounds. They dropped it from 25 feet, which kind of equals to a two-story building.
Mm-hmm.
The impact of the icicle hit a pressure plate at 1,200 pounds of force at 25 miles per hour. All that in an area of about a quarter size.
Did you say 1,200 pounds in like a quarter size thing?
Yes.
Yeah, that would hurt you.
Yes, it will. And with that saying, I know there's so strange. There's been a lack of ice here in Misawa lately. But regardless, weather conditions can change, on and off. Just keep an eye on yourselves. Keep an eye on your pets and children. They're the most susceptible to get injured by these icicles. Don't look up. If you have to clean your roof off from icicles, use a long pole. Don't stay away from electrical lines because
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be not so great. But yeah, we haven't had a ton, but those icicles certainly will form when the conditions are right, so just be aware.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Is there anything else you want to hit?
No, thank you for having me once again.
Yay.
And have a pleasant day.
Oh, well, you too. Thank you, Chief. All right, we're going to play some Borns here on the Eagle 1575, and then more Captain Skull, so keep on listening. Sarah Berez, Brave, here on the Eagle 1575's Morning Breakdown. And this hour, we are doing the Navy's Captain's Call. Right now, I've got Petty Officer Milkarzik. I said his name right. Thanks. And he is here to talk about the Navy Misawa Honor Guard. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, okay, I obviously know what Honor Guard is. The Air Force has it too. But tell me what you guys do here in Misawa.
Well, here in Misawa, we support all the ceremonies that go throughout the year, whether they are change of commands, retirements, the Navy Ball in October, or the Chief Pinning also in the fall. And then we also do joint events with the Air Force if they ever need our support.
Oh, that's nifty. That's very nice. How many are there of you guys?
Currently, we're down to probably about 5 or 6. We usually sit around 10 to 15, but the team we've had for the last few years, everyone's actually PCSing the next year.
Oh, no. So, okay, you guys sound like you could use a couple of people. How does someone go about joining them?
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. They could either contact myself, first name dot last name at fe.navy.mil, or 226-2267. Or actually, later on today, possibly tomorrow, there'll be an all-hands email that goes out with the attachments and the needed forms to fill out, and they could contact me through there.
Okay, good. What exactly goes into it, though? I mean, is there an application?
Yes, it's just an agreement, more or less. Obviously, this being collateral duty for the individual, and just notifying your supervisor, because obviously sometimes it could take you away from work. Ceremonies can go on, obviously, midday Friday, morning of Tuesday, or even on a weekend. So it's just notifying your chain of command that you may be pulled away at certain times, and obviously the obligations of practice, which we conduct once a week. So
Awesome. I mean, it sounds pretty legit, though. Is there any other info that you need to get out there and that the people need to know about the Navy Honor Guard? I mean,
it's just, I guess all I can really say is it's a good opportunity. I actually started doing it when I got here, and now I'm running it. There's a lot of dying traditions in the Navy, and the few that are still going, obviously, are these ceremonies, and it's definitely a really good experience, especially when it comes to my favorite personally are retirements. It's always interesting to see what someone's going to say after putting in 20 plus years, or their quote unquote last words. So
that's awesome. Legit. Well, thank you for coming on here and telling us up what's with the Navy Honor Guard, and what's that phone number again so people can contact you?
226-2267, and thank you for having me.
Of course. All right, coming up next, we've got some Zed here on the Eagle 1575, and then after that, Captain's Call will carry on. Class Sarah Mitchell, and this hour we are doing the Captain's Call with the Navy. I've got Senior Chief Donaldson with me right now, and he's going to tell us about some pretty radical things. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
So, okay, you've got a lot of things to cover, but tell me what's up. You know what's up.
All right, yeah. So it's that time of year again for all you first-class petty officers who have been studying hard for the Chief Petty Officer's exam. All test takers will need to be at the Officers Club on 21 January, which is next Thursday, no later than 0700. Not to forget your Armed Force identification card. So please don't be late, and good luck to all.
Oh, man.
CPO 365 Phase 1 is back in full swing now that the holidays are behind us. With that being said, Phase 1 training is scheduled this afternoon, and the topic will be covering evaluation writing, a very useful skill that everyone needs to master. So we'll see everyone there. The Tanaka Room, located on the first floor at Building 980, which is an all-purpose room used by many for all sorts of different events, will be closed from 01 February through the 12th.
Oh, no.
Due to renovations. Yeah, they're going to be taking up the flooring, and this will be tackled on by BUN Thornton and his superstar team. So please contact admin office to book your next reservation. All right, another announcement is we have a gate closure announcement, and as you may have already heard or may not have heard, starting tomorrow, the Falcon Gate, or aka the POL Gate, will be changing their operation hours from 0500 to 1900 hours Monday through Friday, and will be closed on the weekends. But as a note, will be open on federal holidays that fall during the week. Okay.
Oh, I had no idea about that, actually.
Yep.
Wow.
So that's going to start effective tomorrow. So please plan accordingly. All right. So 2016. So don't forget, if you are a Navy dependent and have any questions or concerns about any issues you are not sure how to handle or programs that the Navy has to offer, please contact our Command Ombudsman, Miss Jennifer Donaldson, and she can be reached at 090-4310-1521 or your Command Ombudsman. If you don't know who your Command Ombudsman is, Miss Jennifer can definitely point you in the right direction and give you their contact information.
Awesome.
Yeah, because no family members should feel that they are here in Misawa alone. We always look forward to support our families in any way we can. It's very important.
For sure.
All right. Thank you to all the sailors and their families here in Misawa for having a very safe holiday season. Most everyone I spoke with said they had a wonderful time and there were no major catastrophes to report.
Woo.
Way to stay professional, responsible, and safe.
Excellent.
New Year also means a great time to update your page 2 and to ensure all your beneficiaries are correctly listed. More often than not, sailors will pass away due to unforeseen circumstances, and an ex-wife or an ex-husband will receive their financial benefits because they did not take time to update their page 2. So just kind of an example and to go by. All right. With the wintertime, I know it was discussed earlier with the safety, but just to reiterate a few things, slow down if you're driving out on the snow and ice. It's that time of the year. Snow tires do give you a little more traction, but they can only do so much to prevent you from sliding into other vehicles, obstacles, and even worse, pedestrians. Don't be in a hurry out there on the icy roads. Do take your time and be safe. Just because the speed limit says 40 kph doesn't necessarily mean you have to travel at that speed, especially if road conditions dictate otherwise. So stay safe out on the roads. Well, that about covers it for me, and I thank you for your time and understanding, and I wish you and everyone else out there a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Senior Chief. I appreciate it. So yeah, just a little reiteration. Hey, make sure all your forms are updated. Stay safe and just have a great time overall. Next up, we've got For King and Country, and then we're going to be finishing up Captain's Call here, but it will be a grand finale, so keep on listening to the Eagle 1575. Breakdown. We're ending things out at Captain's Call, and finally, Captain Keith Henry is among us. Hello, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
So you're kind of the man in the know, and you know everything that's going on here. So tell me a little bit about what's going on for this new year and all the events coming up.
Well, first I'll start off with thanking everybody for the good conduct of the new year. So that's just joking with somebody a little bit while ago that a good New Year for me means no Liberty incidents, and we kind of came through that way. So still a few minor things, but nothing major, and I appreciate the effort there. Certainly leading into the New Year, we did have a few more than average DUIs across all the services. So keeping a focus on there, and then just keeping a good focus on responsible liberty is important, not just the New Year's, but throughout the entire New Year. We also got, as was mentioned earlier, the first class petty officers will be taking the chief's exam. So once a year exam for them, twice a year advancement exams for everybody else, but once a year they get a chance to take an exam to then be eligible to have their record looked at at the board. And there's always it's always disappointing to see a strong first class petty officer who doesn't pass the exam, and you think he had the record to do it, and then either didn't study or isn't a good test taker and ends up not making it. So good luck to all of them, and hopefully they're knuckling down the last week they got before the advancement exam next week.
Definitely.
So, and then obviously election year this year, so people need to start now. Elections come up in November, but there's already primaries starting here very soon.
Those
so
are
you've got to get
important.
on the representative website for your state and register and get that process rolling. So can't complain if you don't vote. So the other thing we have coming up is the snow festival. So we will have some, as we have for a number of years now, have some sailors going up there to build a snow monument, I guess you could call it, that represents the Navy. So last year they built the USS Constitution. So great sculpture, and it was well received. So they're heading back up there to do that this year. So it should be a great event. But one of the things I wanted to stress with that is, everybody talks about the Sapporo Snow Festival, and certainly when I lived down in Tokyo for my last tour, that was all we knew about. But now that I live here in Aomori, realized that Tohoku has many snow festivals. So Sapporo is just the one that everybody talks about because it's the biggest one.
Right.
So continuing that theme of giving people responsible and safe liberty options, I'd encourage you to get out and think about some of these other local ones, most of which you can drive to very easily. So Lake Tawato is one that we were talking about before we went on air here that is close and easy and runs for a fairly long time. So
Yes.
February 5th to the 28th. So not a huge one, but still a very interesting one, and lots of good stuff there. So another one is Yakote Kamakura Festival. So that one is short, just 15th and 16th of February, and a lot of igloos out there and some interesting stuff that goes along with it, with a fairly long history in that snow festival. There's Namahage Sedo Festival. That's a fairly long drive, so that's out in Akita Prefecture. The interesting thing there is the show, the performances that go with that are very frightening, I guess. So I got little kids, so I'm not going to that one. But it's still, I've heard great reviews of the people who've gone to that one. But that certainly is not a day trip, unfortunately. February 12th to 14th on that. Hachinohe and Buri Festival, February 17th to 20th. Obviously, that is a day trip.
That's a good one.
And that one has a huge history, I think upwards of 800 years, and closely associated with a lot of Shinto religions, and just kind of getting ready for the coming of spring and,
That's
and
awesome.
all that. So that's a good festival to go to. You got the Iwate Snow Festival, which is in Shizukuishi town, and that one is very large, and I think MWR might even have a trip planned down there.
Good.
But certainly that's the one that's in the leisure times. If you see the picture of the snow festival, that's the one that is in there. So that's January 30th to February 7th.
Very fancy.
And then a lot of people talk about it, but I don't know if everybody really ends up there because it is somewhat of a challenging drive in the wintertime. But the Hirosaki Snow Festival is a good one to go to as well, February 11th to 14th. So just stressing everybody that there's plenty of options out there, and obviously ITT can help you, but also on our NAF Misawa Facebook page, we got a link there to that talks about a lot of these events as well.
Excellent.
And if nothing else, certainly in my building, I think in most other people's buildings, there's plenty of Japanese employees that we have. So a majority of them, were born and bred here. So pull them
That's
aside
right.
and ask them, and they'll be happy to talk to you about them. And you'll get some interesting perspectives, and maybe find about some ones that I didn't list. So
Yeah, they know what's up.
yeah, it's great. Get out and see them. So.
Yeah, I went last year. It was awesome to the Tawada one. So just get out there. You don't have to go all the way up to Sapporo. We
Right,
got so
yeah.
many local ones here.
Absolutely.
Now, is there anything else you're wanting to hit?
There is. One of the things we didn't have on our standard talking points, but I was thinking about this morning. I realized I couldn't not mention that, we have a new Chief Naval Operations, and he has put out a design for maintaining maritime superiority, so dated January 2016. So it's an important read. I think all our sailors out there need to get their hands on this and read through it. So it doesn't change our core strategy. So that was published in March last year, 2015, between the Navy, the Marine Corps, and the Coast Guard, that talks about being forward, engaged, and ready. But that strategy is a long-term strategy. It also informs a lot of people and processes at fairly high levels. By its name, it's a strategy, so it's going to be at the strategic level. So what Admiral Richardson's trying to do with this design for maritime superiority is kind of break that strategy down into blocking and tackling, something that is a little bit closer to the deck plates, but certainly something that's on a shorter time frame. The next time we update our strategy, probably about 5 years from now.
Oh, wow.
This new document he's put out, it says version 1.0, and I think that's intentional because he probably intends on updating it frequently throughout his tenure to kind of recage us. And it just addresses how do we achieve that strategy? How do we get that strategy going at the deck plate level? It talks about some core attributes: integrity, accountability, initiative, and toughness. It doesn't change our core values, but a key tenet in the Navy is decentralized execution, and a lot of that is incumbent upon having those core attributes of integrity, accountability, initiative, and toughness if you're going to be able to accomplish what our strategy talks about. And it also talks about the 4 lines of effort: strengthening naval power at and from the sea, achieving high-velocity learning at every level, strengthening our Navy team for the future, and expanding and strengthening our network of partners. So, as I said, it's an important document. When I got it, I sent it out to the Navy COs and OICs, so certainly you could ask them, but if you feel like you'll be sucking up asking your boss for a copy of the core strategy, it is certainly on Navy.mil. You can download it there and watch Admiral Richardson talk about it on a video there. So encourage all our sailors to get out and read that.
I mean, that sounds pretty darn important. Definitely a good read.
It is, so.
For sure. Is there anything else you'd like to say, sir?
Well, we got a long weekend coming up, so like I talk about with a lot of holiday weekends, it's a good time to reflect on why we're getting the day off. So Martin Luther King Day, obviously he had a very strong message at a difficult time in our history, and so it's good to reflect upon what his message was, what that means to us today. As I think about his message and how it relates to the Navy, I think what we're doing with his message today, I think, is our focus and policies on diversity. If you got a team that's not diverse, if everybody's the same, race, religion, educational background, financial upbringing, then you got a team that's probably not going to be performing as well as it could at the tactical level, not making as great decisions as it could. Whereas if you got a very diverse team, you're bringing in a lot of varied experiences, and that's going to make the team better. And like talked about in our design and our strategy, both of those, that we're getting smaller, we're not getting bigger, so it's important that we make sure that our teams are optimized, and diversity is part of that. So, however, unfortunately, we still got work to do, and that's why we're focused on diversity. That's why it's part of our policy, and that's why part of our focus. So, discrimination is still out there. It's unfortunately part of our services, and it's part of our overall country and society. So, until we can stamp out diversity completely, I think we need to continue to honor Martin Luther King Day and the message that he had. Remember it, think about it, and continue to carry his message forward.
Right, that is very good. Obviously, we're getting that Monday off because that is the federal holiday. But on Friday at the E-Club, there's going to be the MLK luncheon and then the march. So if you want to participate in that, you just go to it. You don't need to sign up, and it's a great opportunity.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on, Captain. I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks for having me.
All right. Now, to honor our captain's call, we're going to play some Anchors Away here on the Eagle 1575.